Discretion is advised.
Well, here we are with another month completed, and surprisingly, wall-to-wall candidates for Cock of the Month. And we're going to get straight into it right now. What's up everybody, I'm Mr. G and welcome to my corner of YouTube. It's the start of October, which means it's time I should now give out my prestigious award for Cock of the Month for September to that person or persons who have gone above and beyond the normal stupidity. And as we've got a lot of candidates to get through, I'm starting right now. Our first candidate goes to one Stuart Hawk, who was fined £10,000 for breaking coronavirus rules when 50 people were found at his digs. His defence was they only asked 25 people over. It was a few days before the rule of 6 came in, so they wanted to have a massive party before those rules kicked in. They said they were quite shocked by the amount of people that turned up. Their words were, "It was only meant to be a small gathering and we're very sorry." More like, sorry that you got caught out. Number 1. They must have expected the people they invited to the party would also invite other people. And number 2, there's a virus going on right now, so large gatherings are not a sensible idea. It's the typical attitude of the younger generation who keep flouting the rules when it comes to social gatherings during a pandemic. Hawk, a former schoolboy, says it all really, said that he'd be splitting the fine with his mates. I imagine he would have no trouble getting the money off mummy and daddy very soon. Hopefully this has taught them the lesson that they can't go around doing what they damn well please. Next. Our second nomination goes to the barman calling himself Tom, who texted a young lady who left her details on the Track and Trace app when she visited a local pub. She had gone out for the evening and had gone home. The very next day she had received the messages from Tom and posted the conversation on Instagram, and it went something like this. "Hey gorgeous, hope you're well. Was fun seeing you at the pub, whatever. Who is this? Tom? I actually don't know who you are. I was working the night you come in. You're gorgeous. How did you get my number? Off Insta? I hope that's okay. My number isn't on Insta. Sorry if not. If you want me to leave, it's fine. Whereabouts you from? Have you taken my number from when I ordered drinks through the app last night? Maybe, but if you want me to leave, it's fine. And sorry if so. I'm guessing so. You know that's against the law. As I said, I'm sorry, so I'll leave it." What that person did was totally against the Data Protection Act and was creepy on so many different levels. Also, a person who works as a bar staff should not be abusing the system by taking any numbers for their own personal use. The Instagram post of the lady in question, who was a victim in all this, has gone viral with over 4,000 shares, likes and comments, and also she's highlighted why the track and trace system is completely flawed. Hopefully this guy has been sacked from his position and fined heavily for his breach. Next. The next nomination on my list is no stranger to Cock of the Month, and that is of course Donald Trump. Now before I get comments in the comment section saying I shouldn't be mocking Trump right now because he's tested positive for COVID-19, I'm going to say this. Just because he's been diagnosed with COVID-19 in October does not make him exempt from all the shit he pulled in September. Now Trump pulled out all the stops in September on how far he could go in the ridiculous stakes. The first was at a rally where he claimed if he won the election he would negotiate for a third term.
We're going to win Nevada, and we're going to win 4 more years in the White House. And then after that, we'll negotiate, right? Because we're probably, based on the way we were treated, we're probably entitled to another 4 after that.
Firstly, that's totally against the American Constitution, as a president can only sit 2 times in a row. Secondly, he wasn't joking when he said this, because he actually believes that he can negotiate for a third term. The second incident came about when he claims that the Californian forest fires was being brought about by bad democratic forest management and also exploding trees.
with regard to the forests, when trees fall down after a short period of time, about 18 months, they become very dry. They become really like a matchstick. And they get up, you know, there's no more water pouring through, and they become very, very, they just explode. They can explode.
What the fuck? Trees don't just explode. If that was the case, there'd be more forest fires across the world. Also, imagine there you are in a forest playing hide and seek, and you're hiding behind a bush, which all of a sudden explodes. You'd be pretty pissed off, wouldn't you? Our third incident comes from the debate between him and Biden, where he was asked to call out against the white supremacists, and he gave this message.
Say it, do it, say it.
Do you want to call them? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
Who would
right
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing.
What does stand back and stand by mean? I'm sorry, but that does not condemn white supremacy. Also, Antifa stands for anti-fascism. Why is he against anti-fascists? Do you know who else was anti-fascist? The Allies in World War II. These incidents are another continuing example of the stupidity of the President of the United States. Can people please vote him out in November? Next. Our next entry goes to Boris Johnson. Johnson gets a nomination because he claimed that he couldn't afford a nanny for his newborn baby on his current salary of £150,000. A subdued Johnson said that he was worried about money and the inability to afford childcare after he took a cut in salary to run the country. Well, I'm sorry, but there are many families on minimum wage who are struggling to afford childcare. I mean, for heaven's sake, he earns £12,500 a month. That is far more than the average person earns. He wants to live in the real world and be on minimum wage and try to struggle to bring up a family. Maybe then he won't be such a dick and say he is struggling. Next. Our penultimate entry goes to Danny Kruger after he was seen on a train not wearing a mask. Boris Johnson had made it very clear that people on public transport had to wear a mask. This MP was photographed not wearing one. His defence was that he forgot to put one on. Sorry, but no. Firstly, there are posters around the station telling you to wear a mask, and secondly, you're supposed to also wear your mask on a platform, so surely seeing other commuters on that day with their masks on would have jolted your memory. Apparently he was upset because people took the photograph and put it on social media instead of telling him to put the mask on. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't your government tell people to snitch on those people who weren't abiding by the rules? So surely they are only carrying out your government's wishes. Next. Our final entry goes to Home Secretary Priti Patel for having a plan of shipping off asylum seekers to 2 islands off the coast of Africa. The plan was scrapped after it was deemed too expensive to carry out. That wasn't the only idea brainstormed. Apparently there were several others, such as shoving them on oil rigs, having a huge wave machine to push the dinghies back towards France, and having a floating wall. Patel apparently is upset that her ideas have been leaked towards the press and is determined to find out where the leaks have come from. Maybe when her career as Home Secretary and MP are finally over, she can have her own fantasy island where she is lady of her own domain. So there you have it, our nominations for this month, which means it's time to announce the winner of the COTM. And after much thought, I've decided to give it jointly to the Conservative entries, which means it's time for the jingle. So what did you make to it all? Who would you have chosen as your winner this month? I would love to hear from you in the comment section. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and share it on social media. Leave a comment in the comment section, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.